Okay, guys, today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about a third step in building an authority marketing strategy. And that third step is using technology to contact, capture, convert, and communicate with your names and with the people that are exposed to your authority. Without that, obviously, you're just getting out there. So we're once again, just to remind you, we're talking about this four-step formula for growing your business, attracting new clients, and making your competition irrelevant. And the first step was strategy. The second step was building authority. And third is technology. And technology, you've got to leverage trends. For example, you've got to move your stuff to mobile video and text. Mobile video and text is getting seen and read. Also, you have to make sure if you're doing authority that you build in tech that'll help you to contact and capture leads and track what's going on. It's like having a message out there and not knowing where it is. So join me today and we're going to dig deep into these concepts. All right, guys, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. And today and this week, as you can tell, I'm pretty excited and passionate about marketing. I'm kind of a marketer by nature, but we're talking about building your brand and your business and growing it with authority marketing strategies. And so there's this four-step formula I've developed over the last 30 years. I mean, look, when you get to work with Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, T. Harv Eker, the Duchess of York, Steve Young, David Bach, New York Times best-selling authors, celebrities, athletes, you learn a few things behind the scenes. Now, I don't know everything, but I do know a few good things. And one of those is that right now in the marketplace, the trends are supporting the idea of authority marketing because it's really hard to get seen. Maybe you've experienced this. Influencers are coming out of their basement with millions of views and they're drowning you out. People are using AI and you don't even know who's an expert and who isn't. The only way you're going to separate yourself is to use authority marketing, which means you are the go-to. People trust you. They see you. You're credible. You're omnipresent in the marketplace. And when you do that, you are going to grow your business. And so there's four-step formula. The other day we talked about step one is strategy. Have a blueprint. Control the narrative. Make sure that you are talking to the right people with the right message through the right media. Second, build authority through legacy content, stuff that continues to live out there, like podcasts and magazines and blogs. And there's some simple ways to do a single interview and put it into all those different mediums and do it consistently. But today I want to talk to you about what it all boils down to with marketing, and that is capturing leads and growing your business. And you can't do that without technology. So let's dig into that for just a minute. In order for you, or back in the day we used to do, there was a period of time that I was doing 1 million pieces of direct mail a week. Okay, let me say that again, 1 million pieces to 2 million pieces a week. Outside of the credit card companies, nobody was doing more direct mail than we were. And we were doing events all over the world. We had millions of people in our events. We were doing, at a point, we were doing $200 million a year in net collected revenue for financial education. And that's no longer the case. You have to move into digital tech. So you've seen things shift into online, Facebook ads, Google marketing, SEO, organic content. But now there's another shift because it's getting really noisy out there. And that shift is there are trends that you need to capitalize on. And the first thing I want to kind of point out is that if your content is not mobile optimized, video, and text message accessible, you're just not going to get seen or heard. The trends right now is that people are watching on their mobile devices, not just website. So you've got to be mobile optimized. People are going to need to get their attention grabbed, and that's through video. Obviously there's a place for everything else, but when you leverage mobile and video and you push it out through text, those are three kind of secret strategies that you can use. We're going to use everything, but mobile, video, and text. And so in order to do that, you got to have fast, simple, effective tools. You can build landing pages. You can build sales offers and things like this. But when you've had a strategy and you've started to create authority, the key is now in those authority interviews and articles and blogs and podcasts, when you can embed QR codes, when you can embed links, when you can distribute them through websites and places that you can see the traffic, it's sort of like, imagine you send out 1 million postcards. You have no idea who's looking at them. But imagine if there's a QR code on there. Now you can see anyone who scans it, even if they never visit your website, you at least know who's seen the postcard. Then when they scan it and go to your website, you can track what they're doing, how they're doing it, and where they're doing it. And then when they click on it, you can get more productive. So next time you mail, you only have to mail the people that are scanning your postcard. Well, it's the same principle with authority marketing. When you can embed QR codes, keywords, links, and publish that stuff through websites and platforms that allow you to track it, you're going to do something that's super important. And that is what I like to call the 4 C's. Technology is going to allow you to contact, capture, convert, and communicate in a very strategic, reportable, analytical way. And so you don't need to worry about all this because there's a lot of people that do that. Our company does it, others do it. But what I'm trying to do is make sure that you understand that if you're going to build authority in the marketplace, you got to start with a blueprint. Don't just go out there and be omnipresent. That's a bunch of BS. You're not going to get anything out of it. Have a strategy of what you're going to say, then build authority and make sure this third step, you embed technology into it. Now, I want to just kind of give you a quote I had here. And this quote is something from Jeff Bezos. Obviously, everybody knows who Jeff Bezos is. If it isn't, Google it. Here's his quote. He says, "The only sustainable advantage you can have over others is agility." That's it. Because nothing else is sustainable. Everything else you create, someone else can replicate unless you use technology. And so this technology is something that you've got to incorporate into your game plan. Now, let me give you an example of what we did here. So we've featured individuals, all kinds of individuals on our magazines, authority magazines, and one of the main magazines is Valiant CEO. It's one of the ones that I feature a lot of my clients in. But we've featured, Marcus Lemonis and Grant Cardone, Elena Cardone, Kathy Ireland, others. But Kevin Harrington from one of the original Sharks at Shark Tank, he was featured a couple of different times. And we also helped him with his technology to launch his book, one of his books. And most people will launch a book and it'll just go out there and you'll build authority. But when you launch a book and you send it through text messages with QR codes, and in your book you're putting QR codes, and when you're doing campaigns that are trackable, now when you build authority, you're using technology. And Kevin Harrington did a phenomenal job of that, so he knew who and where and why. Then when you go back, like we talked about before, you build predictably featured authority content, you can go back to those same people and retarget them and get more and more success. And so one of the strategies I do with my clients is I show them how just 1 hour a week, just give me 1 hour a week, and I can take that 1 hour and interview you very strategically, and I can put it on a blog, I can put it on a video, I can put it in a magazine, I can put it on my podcast. Then we can repurpose all that content into social media and promote it through Facebook ads and things. 1 hour can put you in front of millions of people, but you've got to do it strategically. You've got to have a strategy, you've got to build authority, and then you've got to use technology. So I hope you're learning something here. If you're learning something, then you'll be super excited to hear about tomorrow, where I talk to you about how we're going to distribute and market that content. That'll be the final 4th step of this authority marketing strategy. So join me tomorrow. And please do me a favor. It would mean the world to me if you would just share this show. Share it with somebody, anybody. Help us to grow the message. Help us to get it out there. And I hope we're bringing you value. And I hope you realize that it's never too late for you to start living the life you're meant to live. Maybe you haven't been growing your authority, but today you can start. These are simple principles, all things we teach in our academy, but all things you can learn about online. So I hope you've learned something. Once again, my name is George Wright III. This has been the Daily Mastermind, and I look forward to talking with you tomorrow.